Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the video. My name is Thomas, and we're just going to dive into the Goldfind Barbarian that I have with the Frenzy. Now, what we're going to do is go over the gear first, then we're going to go over the attributes, then the skills, then the Merc Gear. And the reason why I want to show this off now is because there's a different build that I want to try, and this is something that I just built a few years ago, and just really love playing it. So we have these two Runemasters with the lems in them. So you're going to notice there's going to be tons and tons of lem rooms. If you want to do this build, you're just going to have to mass collecting lem rooms. Okay, they're not that hard to find, but it's just a pain in the butt to find so many of them. So there's 10 just for the weapon. Then we have wealth as the rune word in the armor. So what you want to do is find something with low strength. Because this is just a nightmare only build, the defense isn't going to be that important. I have a Dusk Shroud here with 77 strength requirement. So this gives 375 gold each. This is 300 gold. And then we have a Crown of Thieves helm with a lem rune in it. Try and get this with as much life leech as possible. This is a really great helm because it has fire resistant. If you're going to be using this character, I like to just run the Arcane Sanctuary. Barbarian Amulet with some Goldfind on it. I think the max Goldfind is 80. But this has a lot of life, strength, dexterity, resistances, which is really good. Boots, we just have some rare boots with faster run, walk, and Goldfind. We have 2 dwarf stars here. Right. So the other thing that's really good about these is fire absorb. Lots and lots of Goldfind plus the fire absorb is really important. Gold wrap gives increased attack speed and Goldfind. And chance guards. So contrary to what you normally would do when you're looking for chance guards, you actually want to find chance guards with really low magic find because you want to just be popping gold as much as possible, right? So the higher magic find actually gives you a lower percentage to find gold, right? So how magic find and gold find happens is when you kill a character, when you kill a baddie or a demon, it rolls a percentage of, if it drops an item, say if it drops a white item, what Magic Find does is it actually raises the chance of how rare that item is. So if a sword drops, if you have a little bit of Magic Find, it'll be like a Phase Blade. If you have a Logic Magic Find, it'll be like a rare Phase Blade or a unique Phase Blade. So if you have more Gold Find, when you're popping the bodies, and I'll explain that a little bit later, when you're popping the bodies, you'll actually find items instead of gold, and you don't really want that. So this has a set amount of magic find. It's the gold find on this belt that varies. So let's see here. I actually was able to afford a Barb torch. Really nice Kahids if you can. Reduce vendor prices, as much gold as possible. And again, as much gold and as little as magic find as possible. This is really important, is the War Cries Grand Charms. You want to have as many, so this one's really good. You want to have as many with War Cries with gold as possible. This is the best one that you could possibly get. This one is just gold, gold find, resistances with gold, and then these are 10 is the max that you can have. Attack rating is really good, and also life and resistances are really good to have. This one has mana, that's not bad, but you just want to have as much gold find as possible. This one is just War Cries. It just makes you beefier. For the mercenary gear, I forget what type of merc this guy is, so you can take him out here while I'm talking to him. So for the mercenary gear, what I tried to do is make him be able to do a lot of damage. I think his might aura. So treachery is a really top notch for a mercenary. actually does better than Fortitude in a lot of cases. Yeah, so he has Might, so it ups his damage and my damage as well. So Treachery has 50% Goldfind, but also has increased attack speed. And the secret thing about this is when you are struck, you have a 5% chance of Fade. And what that does is up your... It's an assassin skill, and it ups your resistances and defense. Really, really good to have on a mercenary. Also, contrary to popular belief, is you don't want the defense to be super, super high. I know I did in this one. But the more that he gets hit, the more likely that he'll proc Fade. So you actually want like a lower defense if you make this rune work for this build. Another Crown of Thieves, if you can have Ethereal, that's cool. I didn't. It's all good. Lots of Fire Resist, lots of Goldfind as well. And Life Leech, that's the important thing. And then for the weapon, you know, you can fool around. I think, let me check my stash here real quick. So you can have... Oh, I got rid of it. Yeah. So this is a rare Hon Sudan. This is really good because it has Crushing Blow in it. And F is really good as well because it repairs durability every 10 seconds. So even if you wanted to pop this off your Merc and try it for yourself, if you have a Druid or something like that, there's a really good item to have because of the high Crushing Blow and also the adds damage. It's just everything that you could possibly want in a two-handed item. But obviously I put Lem Runes in there to get some Goldfind in there, okay? So on the Switch, we just have Warcry, Grand Charms. I want to talk to you a little bit about some options first before going into skills. You can also do an IK helmet with 2 Lems. That gives you more Warcries and less lifesteal. And it also looks cooler in my opinion. So, it's a little guy here. But yeah, you get slightly more Goldfind with the Crown of Thieves. It's really, if you're dealing with that type of thing, you're not going to notice a big difference in gold. So I just have a bunch of stuff. Edge bow, this is really important to have in the stash here, because if you want to use this character to gamble with, and I'm going to go into gambling a little bit too. So with the combined 15% reduced vendor prices, if you look at the bottom of this, reduces all vendor prices by 15%, combined with, you know, whatever heeds you can have, I think 15. So it just reduces the amount that that any of the, let's see here, over here, any of these NPCs have, right? So if you want to gamble, so 42 something, you switch, see how it goes down? And that's really good for you because if you're going to do mass gambling, you just want to be as efficient as possible, right? On some characters, I'm really particular about efficiency. This actually isn't one of them. Otherwise, I'd have full Grand Charms with, you know, 40% Goldfind. Cool. So let's talk about the skills now. Yeah. So the other thing is, you notice cannot be frozen. You don't need a Ravenfrost because of these Runemasters. And again, the damage doesn't really matter too much on them. Just anything with 5 weapons. What a lot of people like to do is build with, like, you know, a Grief and a Beast, and then switch over to pop bodies with like a 6 socketed Lemrune sword or an axe or something like that. Or actually, you can only do that with swords. No, that's not true. You can do it with, because you're on a barbarian, so you can do like a sword with 6 sockets. That's right. But I just had these lying around and wanted to blow it off because these are ladder only, and I'm on non-ladder. So anyway, let's get into the skills. So you just want to max out Frenzy. That's going to be your attacking thing. And because we're in Nightmare, your damage doesn't really matter too much. 1 point into Iron Skin, 1 point into Natural Resistance, Stamina, 1 point into Axe Mastery. Or I think I did a couple of points, actually. And then here's the clicker. So I maxed out for a synergy for Frenzy. You get 8% damage per level. So instead of maxing out Double Swing, I thought I could max out Taunt and then get more plus to skills with these Warcry Grand Charms in here. But that's actually not the case. Passives, so if you have a skill, passive only rack up to hard points, not any additional points that you get from gear or items. Okay? So I kind of messed up there. Whatever. Let's see here. Maxed out battle orders for more life and mana. 1 point into battle command to just buff everything up. And then this is what you want to do. You want to max out as many points as you can into find item. The more points that you have into it, the more percentage that you have that something will pop. And I'll show you how it works. So if you go back here, all right, just buff up a little bit. So those dead bodies are gone. Let's kill some stuff over here. So because we're in Nightmare, everyone dies really quickly. They don't do that much damage. You have enough resistances because of this torch and because of natural resistances as well. So if you see that you can actually right click, because I have this on my right click. Once a bad guy is dead, say this Karen bird corpse, you can just right click on it. And make that noise. Oh. So once the body is properly popped, you'll see that you can't right click on it anymore. Sometimes you can keep right clicking on something. It'll take a while. So I'm just gonna kill this pack real quick. 0 gold right now. Also, if you notice, because it's Nightmare. The reason why I wanted to do this in Nightmare, is because when you're like running around killing stuff in Hell, sometimes it's nice to just chill out a little bit and just kill some bad guys. And, sometimes you just really need gold and you don't want to risk like dying at all. So I just made this guy Nightmare viable because I just pop back into Nightmare, get some gold, and then transfer it to one of my guys. So we have a bunch of dead bodies here. Right? We have some gold that dropped. Okay. So we have about 20k that dropped. So you can just go around. You can hold right click actually and use it as a movement. And you just yell at them all until they explode. So I'm going to show you what this character was originally created for. Right? Because that was just to show, like, here's how you do it. So, go to Trav. So this. And this is just going to be real easy. As soon as your mercenary catches up, starts doing here. As soon as your mercenary catches up, you can pretty much rely on him to kill everything. You actually want him to kill stuff. Let's do this. You actually want him to kill stuff because the way that Gold and Magic Find works is it adds all of your stuff and then it adds your mercenaries. So letting him kill stuff actually adds 275, about 350 more Goldfind just by letting him kill stuff. So not only do you get the original gold that drops, you can also yell their bodies. So the same bad guy can give you 2 rounds of gold. Right. So the reason why I'm doing this video now is because there's actually a different build that I want to try, and I'll show that off next. But, you know, this guy's kind of got a place in my heart because I made him so many years ago. And so I just wanted to share it with you. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. And more than happy to answer any questions that you have. If you see, you know, this round took how many seconds? Not that long. It's 32,000 gold. So the next build that I'm going to be working on is going to be a hell viable build. Little tip about this build is if you do want to go to hell, it works great for runs. So let's just show that off real quick. If you go to like a chaos run, here we go. If you go to a chaos run, right? You don't have to worry about killing all these people. All you gotta do is run around and bark at the bodies. And you'll actually drop lots and lots of gold. There's that and cow levels, anything with a bunch of bodies. And the other thing is because you have so much +2 battle orders, your battle orders is going to be really strong for the party. If you're in a group setting, if you're with a bunch of... Oh, okay. If you're playing with a bunch of bots, they're just going to steal all the gold anyway. So... I forgot about that. Just ran over a ticket. Yeah. Here's an advertisement for free gifts. And, yeah, or if you don't want the bots to come over and grab everything, you can just go where everything has already been killed. Right? A note is you'll notice a lot of potions dropping. So just suck up as much potions as you need. Mana shouldn't really be an issue, but if there is, you can just stash your inventory filled with mana potions and lots will drop, no problem. So if you have any questions, you know, please let me know. Oh, the attributes. So, almost forgot. The attributes, I just put as much strength that I needed to use items. I think I'm a little bit overcapped because something must give me strength. Yeah, so you're also going to have a lot of dexterity if you're in Nightmare. The reason why this is so important to just do Nightmare only is because your attack rating is going to suck if you use these items. Your damage is going to suck. I wouldn't suggest building something like this and then try and do it in Hell. The resistances aren't that bad in Hell, but your defense sucks. Your life isn't that bad. Life and mana isn't that bad. The other thing that you could do is you'll notice a lot of rares and uniques drop, and you can just sell them back to the store, right? If you don't want to, you know, fill your entire inventory up to get a bunch of +2 gold, you just fill your inventory up and then go back to town and sell it, and you make more gold that way as well. Great. Thank you for watching, and if you subscribe, you're going to see the next video. I'll make sure to link it here. Is the Goldfind with Warcry. What that does is uses one of the skills to damage. There it is. To damage nearby enemies. So we'll see that next time. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.